Good morning, everybody. Danny and Wanda back from Pecan Grove. We're out here early this morning, guys, before the scorching heat gets started. I wanted to take y'all and show you the Danny corn. I've already been harvesting some of it because we've having so much animal pressure on the corn. I have eradicated, I don't know how many animals now out of this corn field. They just seem to just be a never-ending cycle of them. But I'm having something this year. I've never harvested my corn in July, not early July. It's always been like mid-August to September, you know. Now, guys, my corn's already drying and beginning to fall down, and because of the animal pressure, when I find ears that's already broke over, even though they're not completely dry, I'm taking them off and going ahead taking them to my shop, and I'm putting them on my corn dryers just to make sure that I don't lose as much of it as I can. Now, what I want to do is take you into the cornfield here, and I want to show you how it's already doing at the beginning of July. For some reason, everything seems to be extremely fast this year here at Pecan Grove. So let's take a walk over here and start looking at some of it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, right up front right here, I mean, you can already see the stalk is already dry. We've already got ears. They're already broken and falling down. Now, it is a little bit difficult sometimes to get it off because it's not completely dry. It don't just crack like it does when it's really, really dry. So I go through the field and I'm looking, like here's a stalk here. We've got so many vines coming up in here this year. And there's another thing, they're wrapping around the corn and they're not allowing it to fall. This one here, this one, you know, is coming down. Now, what I am doing, because the shucks still have a little bit of green left in them, I'm taking the shucks and throwing them over to the cows, and they are loving them. Here's another one right up under here. That's you know, that's done in the drying stage, and like right here, see the vines are wrapped around this one. It can't fall down. I mean, let's take a look at it. Another reason why I'm doing this also. Let's take a look here and see what we got going on. Oh, the shucks are so heavy this year. It means we're going to have a cold winter, I believe. There we go. I pulled them out. Now, this is another thing. I don't know if you can see it on the camera right there, but see the little green kernels starting to they're starting to sprout. The humidity is so bad this year here that when this corn is left sticking up like that, and we're getting rain, you know, we haven't had any rain for 2 days, but we're usually been getting a shower every day now. Not anything massive, it just comes through and does a little rain, and then it turns off screaming hot. And that water is getting in the end of my corn here, and it's making those top kernels starting to sprout, which means eventually it will start to rot. So I'm going to come through here and I'm going to pick some of this stuff that's like that. and then we're going to go to the barn, and I'm going to show you the corn dryers. You know, and I'll show you, we'll feed the cows these, and we'll just kind of give you a little bit of an update on how things is looking. Well, that one's not quite ready. I'm trying to, here's another one here. See how brown this is? I'm just getting them off. Another one here. Getting them off. And I'm just going to start walking through the field, trying to get as many of these off like this as I can, so that we don't lose. This is beautiful corn this year. We have some of the prettiest corn we've ever grown this year. It's not eat up by worms on the top or anything like that. It's just beautiful corn, and I don't want to lose it. There ain't nothing in that, Luke. Oh, my. There's some pretty corn out in here, boy. Goodness gracious. I mean, these ears are fine. Dude, that's, and heavy. Boy, this bucket is some kind of heavy already. Look there. Look at them big old ears. I mean, we're going to look at them here in a minute. I'm going to take these shucks off and feed them to the cows. We're going to kind of, well, they know what it is. They hear it. I'm looking for the ears that are the driest and have, this looks like one right in here. These vines is, so I come back and take the stalks out that I've pulled the corn off of. I know it thins it out a little bit, makes it, opens it up. You can see the grass coming in here, because what we're going to do, once we've harvested the grass, harvested the grass, ain't that crazy? Once we harvest all the corn out of here, we're going to turn the cows in on all this and let them enjoy all this deep, luscious green vines and grass and all that kind of stuff. Now, when you get out here in the middle, this right here, you can see these stalks like this right here? That's where the coons keep coming in here at night. Yo, they cleared the whole big section out in here. They get out in the middle where they think they're hid at out here. And they start trying to destroy the corn out here. Doing a doggone good job of it too. Oh, I'm about to set that bucket down. That thing's getting too heavy. I mean, who'd ever thought harvesting corn, dry corn like this in July? I mean, already hanging down on the stalks like this, completely dried. I've never had that happen. Look at some of those ears. Look at that. That ear probably weighs 3 pounds. I mean, I could probably spend hours out here this morning just going through this field, pulling corn. I can tell every morning this is what I'm going to be doing before it gets too hot. I'm going to be going through this field looking for these dry ears. See, the vines wrap around them and they won't fall over, and the water going to get in them and ruin them. Oh my. Well, let's take this bucket while I can still tote it up there, and let's throw the shucks into the cows and see how they feel about them. Look at the ears. I just can't pass them up. me get another bucket. I'm coming, girls. I'm coming. Y'all gonna have to give me a minute here. Let's. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I break the tops out and throw them over there. They'll eat them too. That's pretty corn there now. We got all kinds of corn here. We don't spray nothing. Never have. Never going to, as far as I'm concerned. And look at that. They're not eat up by worms. Perfect. Look at all the different variety, the way I have this stuff bred up. Look at that. That's just utterly beautiful. Look at that one. Perfect. So tightly wrapped. They used to say that when that happened, you're gonna have a cold winter. Look at that. You don't realize how that corn, my hand can just barely reach around it. It's that big. Look at it, how long it is. I mean, perfect. No worm, nothing. Here's another example of what I was talking about. See that right there? Look how it's starting to sprout at the top. That's why I usually try to break all that out, get that moisture out of it. I don't know this one here if it's here woodpeckers. They're a lot of our problem too. They're pecking into these corn, getting up on these stalks, pecking into the ends of them. That one's got a little color to it, and as it dries, they'll darken. The red ones will have red in the shucks. Now here's one right here. Let's check this one out. It may not be a good one for what you want to do, but
ooh, that's pretty. Look how red.
it didn't have enough shucks on it. It was done punching out the end. Yeah, the shucks is coming off too easy. It's a pretty ear though.
It's beautiful.
Look at that. Look how long it is. Wow. Or it's coming up here, shredding it. And this is probably squirrels or red birds or something like that. They're shredding it and it hanging like this. Now down here I can see damage. I'm looking for, you see here how they've done broke these over. They done got the ears off of them. Seems like everything's yellow this year. I mean, everything. I don't think I've ever had that much yellow. I believe this one's going to be red right over here. Let's check. We got two of them here. Ah, get out of that stuff. This one might be red right here. Let me look and see. Get off of me. When you see those shucks, got that dark pinkish color to them like that, a lot of times that's red. Let's see if it is. Once again, just like I was telling y'all, see how them kernels are starting to want to sprout because of the humidity. I can't leave it till it dries. No, I wouldn't be able to. That one actually had some little corns coming out in it. Get them out of there. Had two of them growing up inside it. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, see if we can get rid of this. Pull the shucks back. There's one. Get some of this out of here. There we go. See what this one's maybe motley colored here. I don't know. I was hoping to get one that was a little psychedelic. There you go. Look at them two. Isn't that pretty? How the traits come out in it, like right there. Yep, they got right here. They hit right here. This field's 300 feet long. There's one here was eat last night. This was, look how it's something. This is birds and stuff sitting up on this, pecking at it while it's still up on the stalk. They split the ends open on it, and then they just keep pecking and pecking and pecking. But I see they've tore it down in here last night, all this. I was hoping to see where they drug the corn off into the woods at. That would tell me the direction that they're going in. But it looks like they're just sitting right here like this one. They just cleaned it off, sitting right there. That's heavy. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That is just so pretty right there. Everything from white, red, yellow. Now we got a lot of really purple ones. Of course, I didn't go through the whole field. I just went around the edges, but I'm not seeing a lot of purple in here this year like I normally do. But all right. Well, we're fixing to head to the shop and get some of these on the corn dryers, and we'll show you that process when we get there. All right, guys, we're here in the shop. Now we have these are antique corn hangers. This is not new technology. Ms. Allison sent us several of these, and you can pick them up online. They're made to dry your corn on, and they actually hook together so you can hang a lot of them in a long run like this. You can just keep hooking them together. You can hang quite a few together. And I'll show you here. Basically, all you do, you have to be careful now because these things are pretty sharp on the ends, is I just take them, go right in the center of your cob, and just shove it up on there like that. And then I'll flip it around. Hey, this is not as easy as it looks. I'm going to tell you what, these things are. Cobs have done got pretty hard. But this is what you do. Now, some cobs is easy. Like that one right there. Means it's still got more moisture in it. And you just keep going from side to side. Try to get in the center of your cob if you can, because if you get off to the side, what will happen is you'll bust your cob, and then you won't be able to hang your corn on there. But I actually like the way it looks once you get through putting all your corn on it. God, this is some of the prettiest corn, I'm gonna tell you. It's not eat up with worms or anything like that. If y'all remember back, I planted this. If you watch the videos, when it was still in the 20s in the temperature, I planted it down in a water furrow because I was told that we had this extreme heat coming, and that if I wanted to get any kind of a crop in, I needed to do it now. Or then, not now, but if I wanted to have it now, I had to do it while the temperature was in the 20s. And this corn survived heavy frosts and everything being down in the water furrow. Okay, we about got one of them done here. There we go. And this is what it looks like. That there probably weighs a good 6 or 7 pounds. And you'll hang those up to let them dry. Now, I have one here that's a homemade one for those of you who can't afford that. You can go back over on Deepsouth Homestead, and I actually have a video over there showing how I made these. This is a piece of square wood. It's a hardwood, poplar. So when I put the screws in it, this is 3-inch Torx head deck screws I have run through this. All of them pointed down at angles. And I use poplar because it wouldn't split or bust like pine would. And it's not extremely heavy, it's light. And I made my own corn dryers for those of you who can't afford to get those expensive antique ones offline. And you do basically exactly the same way. Now, with these being a screw, if you for some reason can't, and that cob is too hard to be able to push on there, you can just take it and you can do this right here, and it'll just screw itself right up on there. And you don't have to sit there and do all that pushing for those of you who don't have the strength to actually push something up on there. Makes it really, really easy. With that screw like that, you can just, I mean, you see, I can just sit there and spin it, and it tightens down. Then you swap it back around to the other side. And just continue. Well, that one was really soft. You can tell when you first go to push them up on there how much moisture is in them. Some of them's got a little less moisture than others. Some of them are already dried out, like this one here. It's done dried out really good. I can tell by the way the kernels are starting to, the dent part of them is starting to sink in. Okay, this sucker's heavy right here. I can tell you right now, that sucker there is heavy. All right. Let's see if we can get that leaned up over here where it can be dried. Look at that. That is some kind of pretty. Look at this one. That's another real pretty there now. And we got another one here. Look at that. All right, this here, guys, is a box that I built. One of our first videos we done over on Deepsouth Homestead is this corn sheller box here that I built. I got to clean it up. We just got it out of the top of the barn. You put a 5-gallon bucket under the bottom of it, take this corn, drop it down in here, and just go to running on this thing, and all your corn falls down in the bucket down there, and you're ready to roll. I'm really excited to get to use that again this year. Something you only use it like once or twice a year, but when you need it, you need it. And I've actually got another one of these. I may build a second one. I'm not sure just yet. But this is amazing. I love this stuff like this here. I actually like my homemade ones too. I like the ones that you can link together, the antique ones. But I also like these right here too, because I'm going to build me a bunch more of these. And I'm going to put some hooks in the end of them up here, some eyelet hooks, so I can hang them from somewhere in the shop here, because it stays hot in this shop during the summertime. And I believe they would dry in half the time. All right, guys, I hope that y'all enjoyed a little bit about what we do here on the homestead with our Danny corn. We showed you we still got a bunch in the cooler from last year. We're going to be grinding that up and making cornmeal and corn flour out of it and grits and everything. And then as soon as we get through with that, this corn, what we're harvesting, as soon as we get it dried, we'll go back into the cooler over there till we get a chance to grind it up and you know, pick out new seeds and stuff like that. So go check out the CoolBot cooler and how we erected that. It was very economical the way we done it. And then check out the corn dryers, how I made those. We have videos on how I made those corn dryers if you're interested in that. We have videos on this corn shelling box here. We got a lot of videos over on Deepsouth Homestead about all the different things that we've made ourselves. It looks like we have a lot, but guys, the honest to goodness truth is most of it we just built ourselves. There's a couple of playlists that you might want to look into. One of them is a DIY playlist. One of them is a Danny Corn playlist. You'll find things in those two playlists that really helps you out with a lot of gardening stuff as far as building things to make your life a lot easier. You don't have to end up going spending a ton of money. Most of this stuff like this right here was built out of scrap plywood that I had laying around. Didn't cost me really anything. It was stuff that was just, most people would have thrown away. The corn sheller came from an old antique sale years ago. I've been able to pick up a couple of more of them. I actually blessed a lady with one here a couple of years ago. She brought me some rabbits, and I found a corn grinder at an antique place. I actually rebuilt the whole thing for her, painted it and everything, and fixed it back like new and blessed her with it. The stuff is out there, guys. We just have to be vigilant and look for it. Thank you, guys, from Pecan Grove.